Hey everybody, this is Lorelia coming to you with a video. As you see the title, your money can only grow to the extent that you do. What do I mean by that? So today, it's actually Monday. Not sure when you may watch this. You may be watching the replay. But over the weekend, I attended a local expo, conference expo, whatever you want to call it. And it was about real estate. And although this video is not about real estate, it is about growth. And the reason why it's about growth is because a lot of what people want to know in regards to how to get started with real estate, or how to get funding, or how to improve their credit, or just how to just financially be able to breathe, is really all right within our reach. Whether it comes from a book that you can get from the library, or you can buy off Amazon, whether it comes from content that's being shared all over social media, everything you want is within reach. But what I find is that, and it's like the title says, your money can only grow to the extent that you grow. See, the problem is that most people want access to money. And newsflash, there's no shortages of money. Like money ain't running out. At least if you're here in the US. I'm not talking, throughout the world or whatever, but even then, there are no shortages. The reason being, just today, um I got all these text messages coming up. I have a few virtual assistants who work for me. And one is in the Philippines and one is in Bangladesh. And I paid out today on Monday $45 for one, for the person in the Philippines, and about $25 for the person in Bangladesh. So what does that mean? That means that someone in another world realized that there are no shortages of money, and even in the economic state of their country, meaning that there are no opportunities here in the US, their abilities to make money is limited, because it's not like in the US where you can basically be a participant of capitalism and make money. But see, these individuals, they know our economic system here in America better than those who are actually here. And I say all this to say, those individuals decided that, you know what, there are no shortages of money. There definitely ain't no shortages in the US. Let me take my skills to the US market and get paid for them. Now, of course, if you take the US dollar and convert it into whatever the Philippine dollar is, whatever that is, do the exchange rate the same way with the Bangladesh dollar. You take that Bangladesh dollar and take the US dollar and convert it to the Bangladesh dollar. You will see that there is an exchange. So with that being said, those individuals, they get it. And what I find is that, I talk to people on a regular, daily, and a lot of them really do believe that there are shortages. Like, they really think that, there's no way to get access to capital. As I'm doing this video, few text messages came up where one of my clients is telling me that he just got approved for X amount of dollars. I'm not going to put the money, a dollar amount out there, in business funding. So with that being said, there are no shortages, but what I find is really mindset, because what you hear in between your two ears will have an effect on you positively negatively in terms of what you believe and what you say to yourself on a, not on a conscious level, but on a subconscious level. And what is a conscious level? A conscious level is when I say what you say to yourself. Now, most people are not saying to themselves every day, I'm poor, boy, I'm poor. Oh, I ain't got no money. Oh, I'm poor, I'm poor. I don't know. Maybe they are. You know, there are some people, and even their family members of mine who are always talking about what they don't have. You know, I don't have this. I don't have that. I'm just trying to make it. Ooh, I got to stretch that dollar. Now, those are conscious level. Those are conscious level conversations. But when I say subconsciously, it's when you are really thinking, when you're in deep thought. And remember, the subconscious mind is always on. So even though you are not consciously saying, oh, I don't have it, I don't have it, oh boy, I don't have it, but subconsciously you may be looking around like, man, how they got it and I don't have it. Man, how they doing that and I can't do that. And so that right there will prohibit you from getting access to whatever it is, whether it's better credit, whether it's business funding, whether it's real estate, whether it's just financially trying to get out the financial straits of chaos. It all starts here. And so what does this have to do with me starting off talking about that I was at a expo this weekend? The reason why I brought that up is because I am always working on myself, exposing myself to information, never feeling like that this is it. This is it. Because what you don't know is what you don't know. And I say that to say there are a lot of things that I don't know. So I put myself in atmospheres to help me learn some things that I may not even be aware of. So that is why it's so important to expose yourself to something bigger than you. Because if you're really trying to win this game in a capitalist country of financial success, just rain. It's a mind game. It starts here. You know, I find that people who know the least, expect the least, have such low expectations, and really believe that there are shortages right here in a capitalist country like America, always starts from the standpoint and the vantage point of, well, you prove to me. Well, you prove to me Well, you prove to me. Whereas the person who realizes there are no shortages and that they are in a capitalist country, they're not looking for no proof. They're looking for the information. And that's why they put themselves in rooms of exposure. And whether it's not rooms of exposure, it can be access to information from people who can tell them what they don't know. Because at the end of the day, I don't care how smart we are, I don't care how much money, a person may make, I don't care how successful you may think a person is, at the end of the day, there is always something that a person don't know what they thought they knew. And I think really successful people and people who are not in financial straits, they get that. It's the ones who really think that there's a short on money, who really think that there's only a certain group of people who are winning. It's those who are not willing to grow this. And that's really the difference between those who are winning financially and those who are not. It's really just this. It's not an aesthetic thing. It's not aesthetics. You know, people think that, oh, I can see success. And don't get me wrong, does it work in marketing? Of course. You know, image means everything. I get it. But at the end of the day, you will be so surprised. You will be so surprised that those that are winning from an aesthetic standpoint, you would have no idea. And so I leave you with that. If you really want to grow this, you got to grow this. If you really want to grow this, you got to grow this. Make it your mantra as we go into 2020. Start today. Start today to say, who can I learn from? Where can I learn from? What environments can I put myself in the community of to learn more? And I say this to say, you know, one of the sessions at this expo conference that I was in, there was someone talking about business lending, unsecured stuff, the stuff that I talk about on this channel. Now, one may say, well, Lorraine, why would you sit in a session like that if you know that stuff? And don't get me wrong, I wasn't there to compare myself, because that person is a professional and I'm a professional in the same space. But I sat there to be a student, because I do know that there are some things I can always learn. I'm always trying to keep my act sharp. But with saying that, here it is, someone who doesn't look like me. What do I mean? Yes, I'm talking race. Who's saying the same thing that I've said to individuals who sat in that room, who have paid for consultations from me, and was there in that room. And he pretty much was saying the same thing that I've said. And I know you're saying, well, what does that have to do with the topic? But I say this to say that here it is, someone who says the same thing when it has to do with business funding, your personal credit, what lenders are willing to do, what they're not going to do. And he's not a lender. He's just like me. Even in his presentation, he said he's not a lender. He's not an underwriter. Doesn't make decisions. He's a consultant just like me. And he even said it himself, because someone asked a question about, what about my business credit if I have net 30s and then all that other stuff. And like I said, I don't want to make this another video, because I wanted to make that a separate video. But I say all this to say, information is still what I was saying. But what I find is many people, is not that they don't believe that the information is right or wrong. It's really this. It's really this. And so I can go on and on about this topic. It's 13 minutes in. If I really had a quarter to the amount of people that I talk to they really just get in their own way when it comes to getting access to money, is because this ain't right. It's not because of this, Like I said, money's everywhere. But at the end of the day, I find that people, they're not here. So when their head's not right, they're not able to receive the information, because they are in a feast and famine state. So when you're in a feast and famine state, you can't hear a person saying, stay steadfast, stay the course, you get to get access to whatever, whether it's credit, whether it's funding, or what have you. But that's my story. I'm sticking to it. But if you are someone who's looking for help with your personal credit, links will be below this video. Business credit, personal credit, go to consult.yourmoneymentor.com. Business credit, go to bizcredit.yourmoneymentor.com. Links will be below this video, and I'll have more content to share with you this week. Please like, share, comment, let me know your thoughts, and I'll talk to you in the next video.